Hello, Steve Mills here. Thanks for watching the video, and this video is entitled How to Pay 10 Times More Tax. Now you may be thinking, well, what's Steve talking about tax for? Now you'll be pleased to hear that this is not a video about saving tax. This is basically about growing your business enough so that you pay 10 times more tax. And that's what I've spent 25 years, 26 years, whatever it is now, I forget, helping businesses to do, to essentially to pay more tax. In other words, to make more income, create more leads, create more customers, and ultimately to make more profit. So if that's your objective, what's the key to that? How are you going to do that? How are you going to become more effective? How are you going to pay more than 10 times more tax? Well, the answer is, if you think about your business, the amount of profit that you make in your business is geared towards two things. Obviously your turnover and your costs. And there's only two ways of increasing the profit in your business, and that is to reduce costs or increase sales. You can reduce costs by a little bit, 5%, 10%, perhaps 20% if you're spending way over what you should be. But really, for real leverage, to really take that up that scale, you've got to increase sales. So the question is, how do you increase sales? Well, you can do that again in two ways. One, you can become better at generating leads, and two, you can become better at converting those leads. So let's look at the first one to kick off. How do you generate more leads? Well, again, you've got several options. Number one, you can become better at the marketing that you're doing. So I'll give you a prime example. One of the problems that I see so often is people say to me, well, one of the ways that we generate business is through LinkedIn. And I say, oh, right, great, fantastic. Tell me, what do you do? And they go, well, we don't really do very much. And, to be honest, we don't really win much business. We occasionally post on there, and we get a few people asking us to connect and so on and so forth. And, whilst we see LinkedIn as should be a really good opportunity, but in reality, we don't really win hardly any, if any business at all on it. And that statement there, I think, is one of the biggest problems that I have seen in thousands of businesses in hundreds of industries over the last 20 odd years. And that is just, they just don't do enough. And they don't do it well enough. One of my little cliches that I use often is that it's not that you're doing the wrong marketing, you're doing the right marketing wrong. It's not that LinkedIn doesn't work, or email marketing doesn't work, or pay-per-click advertising doesn't work, or SEO is a waste of time, or websites don't generate leads, or anything. It's just that you're doing it in a way that doesn't work. You found out what doesn't work. Now, I can tell you right now, going on to being a member of LinkedIn, signing up there and doing nothing doesn't work. You'll be totally shocked by that, I'm sure. Becoming a member of the Chamber of Commerce and hardly ever going to any of their events doesn't work. It's not going to bring you any business. Signing up and doing email marketing, sending out a quarterly newsletter, probably isn't going to win you any business. In fact, almost certainly it isn't. We need to do more. So the key is, one, we need to become 10 times more effective at the marketing that you're doing. And number two is to do 10 times more marketing. 10 times more marketing. Is that possible for you to really focus on it? Instead of just having LinkedIn there and doing nothing with it, instead of having the occasional email, instead of, not really optimizing your website, instead of not having a clue how many people visit it and doing nothing about increasing the amount of people that come to your website, or instead of making, how many sales calls do you make? How many calls to people do you make in your business per month? Now, if you're like most of the businesses that I see, the answer is very, very, very few. And most of them come up with the most bizarre reasons. You know, I met somebody recently and I said, you know, tell me, how many calls did you make yesterday? He was complaining to me about the amount of sales that his business has currently created. It's a very small business, one-man business. So how many calls did you make yesterday? And he said, well, you know, I was busy yesterday, Steve. You know, I had lots to do, and I had to do this, and I had to do that, and you know, and then you know, I had to pick the kids up from school, and you know, and I had to do something else as well. And to be honest, I didn't make any calls. And I said, well, you know, I think I might have found the problem already. You know, you got to make some calls. You got to make more calls. You know, if your business could make 10 times as many calls, would it make 10 times as much business from sales calls? Well, the answer is probably. However, you can shortcut that by becoming more effective, become better at answering objections, better at presenting the products, have better questions, have a better line for opening the telephone meeting, have a better system for getting past the rejectionist or the receptionist, as they're sometimes called, and so on and so forth. So my sort of tip for you, and that's the purpose of this video, is to give you some tips, some ideas, and ways in which actually, yes, you can pay 10 times more tax, but really that you can 10 times your business. In other words, you know, if you're turning over 100 grand, this is about helping you to get this to 1 million. If you're turning over 1 million, how do you get it to 10 million? If you're turning over 10 million, how do you get it to the next level at 100 million pounds? And, you know, that's what I help people to do. How do you get more out of what you've already got? How do you introduce new marketing streams to your business that are highly effective? And what could you do to really 10 times your business? Now, obviously on this video, I've not got time to answer all your questions or tell you everything that I know. You know, I've been doing this for 30 years, but I hope I've given you a flavor, some ideas and ways that you can improve things. Let me just demonstrate, if I can, just one particular way. Let's look at email marketing, shall we? And let's say you're a typical business and you send out a quarterly email. So tip number one, and I'll give you as many of these as I can until I run out of sort of ideas. Number one would be to send out more emails, right? Just, you know, instead of doing it every quarter, do it every month. Instead of doing it every month, do it every week. Instead of doing it every week, do it twice a week. So do more of it, whatever it is for you. Second would be to grow that database. You know, go out there and spend time and effort growing the database. You know, if you've got a database of 1,000 and you're winning, I don't know, 100 grand's worth of business from that 1,000, if you could increase that to 2,000 or to 3,000, perhaps eventually you could get those people in, you know, and grow your business to 200,000 or perhaps even 300,000. So grow your contacts. I'd also suggest that you think about actually reducing your contacts. In other words, getting rid of all the people who are in your database who really shouldn't be. That could be another way of doing it. My third tip for you, actually no, it's my fourth tip. My fourth tip for you would be around improving the headline. There's an old saying in advertising, and it's equally true in email marketing, that the headline is the advert for the advert. And so the headline becomes the advert for the email. So have a look at that. Next tip would be, look at the words that you're using. Could you use some better words? Could you have a system, like a layout? So, for example, you start off maybe talking about the problem that they've got. You then talk about the opportunity that you've got for reducing that problem. And then perhaps you have a load of testimonials. And then finally, a call to action to get people to take action. So you've got like a process in each of your emails. You might also want to think about the the quality of the messaging around the emails. One of the big mistakes I believe that I see a lot is people who send out emails and they basically go, do you want to buy this? And they tell me all about why I should buy it, without ever really adding any value to their email. If you get this by email, and I hope you see and appreciate that I'm giving you a lot of value here. That's why I'm doing this. Why am I producing this video right now? It's in order to give you loads of value so that you think, boy, this guy Steve really knows his stuff. This Steve Mills character really knows his stuff, and I need to hire him to help me to 10 times my business. That's ultimately why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it in a way that's adding loads of value. Does that make sense? I really hope that it does for you. The next thing we could do is we could look at the use of pictures in that email, or probably better still, the use of video like this one. Video, on a video I can be passionate and enthusiastic, and you make your mind up about somebody by seeing them, hearing them, and ideally meeting them. Obviously you can't meet me in an email, but you can watch me, and I hope my enthusiasm is coming over to you right now. The passion in my voice, my belief in what I can do, but my belief in you, if you're willing to take the action and get to the next level. So what else could we do? Well, we could add a PS to it, couldn't we? We could add things like special offers. We could add, try long text, where, you see these emails with, a whole range of different things. Or we could try short text, just limit it to a particular little paragraph. The other day I sent an email out basically saying, look, I'm looking to help people to grow their business. If you're interested, give me a call. That was the message. That was literally all it said. And I got something like 48 people emailed me back. How cool's that? So my point being that, one of the keywords I think I want to say right now is that one of the key things about marketing is testing. The three most important things in marketing are testing, testing, and testing. So all these things I've been talking about with email, you can test, you can try different things, you get different results. If you keep doing the same thing, the old saying, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So the way, if you were working with me, and the way I'm advising you now to work in terms of your marketing and your sales and your business growth, is to constantly and never-endingly look to try and improve what you're already doing, do a lot more of it, and grow your business 10 times. That's about all I've got to say for this particular video. So thank you ever so much for listening. I know it's gone on a little while, but I really hope you've stuck with it, and I really hope you've got some value from it. If you want to know more about me, if you want to set up a free initial, what I call a results meeting, to talk about your current results and how together we might be able to improve those results, then what you can do is very simple. Go to www.stevemills.co. Just to clarify here, it's not .co.uk, it's .co. Few people have questioned that, as you probably gather. Or give me a call. You can get me on 01256 242 272. We can either meet up at my office, or if you're, we're based just outside of Basingstoke, just to clarify, or if it's a long way for you and you want to do a Zoom call, we can do that as well. So that's an online web call, just in case you don't know. So that's about it. Thank you ever so much for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Thank you.